Neil, you're at the same point where a lot of people stumble with the steps on how to upgrade to 8.5. Watch the video and go through steps 6, 7, and 8 very, very carefully, and then 9 and 10 will go smoothly. Tom, I've yet to see the little Google cars, but apparently they made it to western Colorado at some point, and it's kind of a nice little feature to have. Roy, it sounds like you're making some good choices on your computers. I would say if you're only sharing files from computer to computer, you're not going to have any problems going from Windows 7 to Ubuntu to Windows XP. If you're sharing printers and things like that, that can get a little bit harried on the Ubuntu side. But if you're experienced and don't mind going through some of the forums, you'll probably figure that out as well. Gloria, this is probably too expansive of an answer than I can give on my short video each week. But in general, if you can wait to buy a new computer until the fall or late fall, early winter, I would wait and get a Windows 7 computer as Windows Vista goes out the door this year. Make sure you get plenty of RAM, a DVD burner, and the hard drive that'll fit your needs. That's all you really need to look at in today's market. Every computer pretty much is more than powerful enough to do most business activities. As far as a QuickBooks manual for non-profit organizations, I would go to the QuickBooks website. They have public bulletin boards there where you can post a question and get answers from QuickBooks experts. Joan, that's why it pays, unfortunately, to keep up with the site every single week. I do post up a video every week. When you do a search, it just depends on how that comes up random. I'm going to try to organize that a little bit better. I am going to come up with another method. I'm getting so many questions now on the new website that I'm going to try to make it even easier for you to get your question answered. And if it's a real important question, there'll be a way for you to get it answered even quicker. Taggy, that falls right in line with the time that my other newsletter provider went out of business. So go back to the helpmerick.com website and sign up for the new newsletter, and you'll start getting them again. Marianne, I'm not sure why you're having trouble with the Foxit reader. I think if you want to continue to use Foxit, which I really do like, and I have not seen this particular error, is I would remove anything related to Foxit on your system, all of it, and then restart your computer, download a brand new copy of Foxit Reader, install it on your system, make sure there's no Adobe Reader information on there as well, and I think you'll find that you should be up and running again. Deb, you may indeed need someone to come sit with you at your computer and look for any other potential problems or spyware on your system. I have lots of articles on the website if you just search for spyware that will tell you how and what products to use. And yes, I do prefer AVG over McAfee antivirus. Sandy, what I think I would try is something similar to what I just did a few minutes ago with the Foxit Reader question, which is uninstall all copies of Mozilla Firefox, restart your computer, clean up all your temporary files in your case using CCleaner or Cleanup. I've mentioned that a few times today already, and then download a fresh copy of Mozilla Firefox and reinstall. Jim, you can't do what you asked in question number 1. If you learn some advanced techniques with Outlook, which I don't know how to do, you can set up an email mail merge, kind of like we used to do with word processing, where you can bring in a database and make it look like a customized email to that person. And regarding your second question, you probably saw that answered earlier. All of my recommended applications and services are now on every single page in that right-hand column under Links and Resources. Marty, the mail and fax icon in the control panel is related to Microsoft Outlook, or if you're in a business, Microsoft Outlook Exchange. And if you're getting an error there, that means there's something wrong with your Outlook. I would try putting in your CD for your Microsoft Office, put it in your machine, and then go to any one of your applications, or when the CD pops up, choose Detect and Repair from the Microsoft Office CD. It'll go through and look for any errors, try to clean them up, and then hopefully you'll be back in good shape. Dan, really the only negatives of going back to XP from Vista is you may find more and more programs that aren't going to be compatible with XP as XP slowly gets pushed out of the market. I'm thinking maybe if you got a brand new PC, hold off, think about running Windows 7 when it comes out later this year. Carl, I would try that tip again because I think that you probably missed something. The little check mark will be at the bottom of the options when you choose a program you want to open a particular file with. Bob, that seems to be more related to your video adapter and the video adapter settings, as well as how fast you're typing and what program you're typing in. The cursor doesn't have to show up, and oftentimes when you're typing quickly, the cursor will disappear for a few moments as it types everything on the screen, and then eventually the cursor catches up. It's nothing to worry about as long as it comes back when you're done typing. That's all you need it for. I would say the only other thing you can do, since you're using Windows Vista apparently, is go to the manufacturer's website and see if there's a newer video card update, and that might fix what you're with the disappearing mouse cursor. Gary, the HP tech was full of beans. You do need to use Windows Update because that's where you're going to get all of the security updates that come from Microsoft, and if you're not using it, you're going to put yourself in harm's way by increasing the chances of letting malware and spyware leak into your system. Ann is referring to the counter on my newsletter on the website at helpmerick.com, and I've pleading with my subscribers to just refer one of their friends to the site and subscribing so I can get more subscribers. But we've been hovering right around 3,000 for about a week, and it goes up and down based on how many people are subscribing and unsubscribing. But I really need your folks' help in getting new subscribers. But what you're seeing, Ann, is a live number there, and as people unsubscribe and subscribe, you'll see it go up by 3 or 4. I'd like to see this go up by a couple thousand if everyone would refer at least one friend. Patrick, this is an older article that I wrote probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it is just one extra defense for those very, very paranoid folks out there to help thwart viruses and spyware from coming into their computers via email. I don't use it. As long as you're using other good antivirus products, you shouldn't have any problems. Don, that is a strange problem. That is a really, really strange situation, because it would seem like if the router was the problem, it would occur wirelessly as well as through the router. The only other thing I can think is that maybe you're not connecting to that router. If you're living in a tight neighborhood potentially where there's a lot of people with routers, you might be thinking you're connected to yours on the laptop, but you're not. You're to a neighbor's. So I would check to make sure you are using the correct wireless connection. If you do know, in fact, that you're connected to the router for both computers, one wired, one wireless, and still having the problem, you're going to have someone look at that with you, or potentially call Linksys to see if they can help you troubleshoot that problem. Manny, I answered this question. It looks like you posted it on the website as well. I answered this question on the website in the comments to your comment on the website at helpmerick.com. Paul, you can get rid of the icon that says avg _free etc., etc. That is the installation file. Once you've installed and got everything running, you can delete that installation file. And the other icon, for that matter, is also expendable, because you can get to avg through the programs menu or through the little icon in your task tray. Eve, that is not near enough information for me to be able to answer your question accurately, so I'm going to need more information.